What's going on, everybody? Welcome to EdgeWorks Knife Studio. I've got the Cheefarcuut system here. We're going to go over that today. I'm going to show you some things that I've learned. I've only used it like 1.5 times since the video on Wednesday, and haven't really had a chance to get too familiar with it, but enough to sharpen with. I'll kind of give you just like what I've learned, what I've read, and just kind of go over a brief little sharpening thing. Cheefarcuut emailed me today and said that because I'm pretty sure that this is in demo mode still, and those of us that have the system haven't purchased it. They've been sent to us as demo units and testing units. So the dual-sided stone that comes with it, much like a couple of the, I say a couple, it's been more than a couple, much like the 400 grit stones from Amazon, had some adhesive issues. They did say that they did run a test on version 3 adhesive, and I don't know if this had 1 or 2, but version 3 adhesive, which will be on everything going forward. So if you order one of these on the next stock of Amazon, supposedly it's version 3 adhesive. What they did was they soaked this for 24 hours, pulled it out of the water, and immediately struck it with a hammer repeatedly. And the stone did not separate from the plate. Unfortunately for me, earlier today, I dunked this in the water so that I could get things prepped for the video. And I walked out to go do something. I wasn't gone very long, but 15 minutes maybe. So, because you guys know these stones love to absorb water. Not much, but it was supposed to be quick, right? We all get distracted. Anyway, I come back, it was fine. I sat at 1000 grit side down on the system, and I went to just give a test little quick push just to make sure everything was locked in place, and it slid off of the 1000 grit side, fully intact. So I just put 5-minute epoxy on there. I'm going to let it cure overnight because I'm not going to be able to use it now, especially getting wet. So this week, not weekend, I was going to say, we'll go ahead and we'll do the 1000 grit testing, but I wanted to show you the system today anyway. So we'll just use the 400 standard stone that I got. And like I said, you can use any stone with this that fits. So it doesn't have to be the Cheefarcuut stuff, so it'll work with anything. So we'll go ahead and take a look at it here. You get this arm, which comes with it. It is for scissors. You just screw that off. It's got a little rubber piece in there, and you clamp your scissors down, blade out of course, and then you sharpen your scissors the same way that we're going to do this here. It replaces this, of course. So it comes with this as well. We'll go over that in a second, this little angle finder. So this also, these two ends here, you'll see, act as a sink bridge. So this will expand, or it'll only come in so far. But it does expand to fit in a sink, just like a sink bridge would. Any standard sink bridge, like here. It's very similar to these, right? How they expand out. These pieces move, same with this. Then you screw them down, and I didn't know that at first because I couldn't find it. So the pieces kept moving when I would try to tighten the stone down here. And I was like, this sucks. How in the world? Because I would tighten this one down and this one at the same time, thinking that it's a counterpoint. But every time I would do the counterpoint, it would push this out more. And I was like, what in the world? I found out there are 2 screws underneath there that have these little collars on them. I'm like, that looks weird. Why is that there? So I looked, and sure enough, as you can see, this one is right there. And it's in line with the thread shaft there, and then I got one here, same thing, it's in line with that same shaft, and that is the lock that keeps it from expanding out as a sink bridge. So you have rubber stops on this piece right here. It's just a little piece of rubber on a stud, and you see these little screw-in pieces here. So these are adjustments. You got them back here as well. They are adjustments for the travel of the carriage for the knife. So we can only go so far or back so far, and it coordinates with the size of the knife and the length of the stone. So you set them up so that you don't completely skate off the stone or start away from the stone. It's just to make it easier, I guess. Same thing as kind of setting the length on a fixed angle system. You know, with the rod, right? You set it to where it doesn't completely pull off the knife's edge and then scratch everything or whatever. So there are marks, by the way. Those marks are measured in certain inches. It has to do with the height and length of the knife. It's in the instructions. I just kind of did it to feel for me personally. So the carriage here has the adjustable wing nuts. I have it set where I want it, but all you do is you set your knife on the stone flat. You get your little angle guide here. You put it on the stone. You tear it out so it's zeroed. Then you set your knife on there, and you put your knife or your little angle guide there, and you find out what angle you're wanting to use. In this case, it says 17.55, which is fine for this knife. I think that's about what I did freehand anyway. Was about 16.5, 17 degrees, so that's perfect. And you go ahead and turn that off. But you set that by undoing these two wing nuts just a little bit. And as you'll see, you can, well, that went up too. You can up or down it till it sits here. It just changes your angle of attack. Same way as if you're holding it freehand and setting your perfect angle that you want. I'm going to double check that and make sure that we didn't completely goof. Make sure I didn't change it up too much. No, that's fine. We Gucci. Yeah, all right. So that really is all there is to it. It is not overly complicated. Once you get it set up how you want to use it, I mean, this thing's ready to rock and roll pretty much for, you know, whatever. You just got to change your angle for whatever knife you're wanting to use. So you just get your stone wet. Their recommended use is this. So start at your heel and then apply your pressure and then swoop it like this. You got to lift a little bit when you get to the tip. If it has a curve, just like any other time sharpening freehand, you got to do the same thing, and then bring it back. Right? And then repeat the process. And that works just fine, no problem there. I like to just do this, making sure that this is level and the knife doesn't rock. Making sure we got agua. And the same thing, raise your tip. Obviously, you would probably develop something a little better than the way that I'm doing it, but ideally, that is what you would do. Just kind of look at the thing here. And we do have a good burr on this side, but I'm looking at the bevel, make sure it looks even, doesn't look weird and janky. This was indeed dull before we started. I dulled it. I mean, it was kind of needing some work, but I just dulled it the whole way. So this wouldn't even cut paper. This is like my third take, and I've either forgotten to turn the audio on or whatever, but this is the initial try to cut it, and it was more of a tear than anything. So, oh, and here, I ran it completely down the middle of the paper there, and it wouldn't even do anything with it. So you can do single strokes like this would take forever, by the way, or you could do edge leading, right? You could change it up. But yeah, so just whatever works for you, honestly. I think that their method is actually decent, right? So you that helps you use the whole stone. You're not just center focusing on one little spot. But my preferred method of speed was the way that I was doing it. And again, it has nothing to do with anything. It's not better than what they recommend or anything of that nature. It's just faster. And I'm not trying to just sit here and go slow. If you're new, I would recommend just taking the time and then just double checking everything. Because if this is something you're not used to doing, you don't want to rush it. I know what I'm doing, so it doesn't matter to me. So yeah, if you're new, just continue to keep it level. Again, make sure the knife is in complete contact with the stone. Go slow if you want. Lift it there, just as you see I didn't lift it much. There's how much I lifted it. Bring it back. Make sure it's all even again. Same amount of pressure the whole way through. You probably only need to do that about 10 to 15 times. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to check it. We got our little burrage, which is fine. Everything looks copacetic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, like you just saw me there, the flip over is easy. You go from this side, boom, you just flip her right on over, and you do the same thing. It's just kind of a little bit reversed, I guess. That's so weird. Gosh. That's kind of neat, actually, if you look. So if you watch this cage back here, so, oh, I just slid off the edge. You go down like this. You bring it here. Now watch as I do this. It's going to come back now. It works with you. It's kind of neat, actually, just the whole pivot action. It's just, again, it's just how pivots and stuff work. It's nothing super special, but I find it kind of cool. And it just helps you maintain your perfect angle. I don't know for sure the price of these. So any price that I tell you here is based on what I've read. So I will confirm the price. So whatever you hear me say right now, don't take it as gospel, please. I do believe that this system, complete with the dual-sided stone, is $2.99. It is a very, very well put together unit. It's not some cheap, flimsy plastic or pot metal. I mean, this is solid aluminum. This stuff is, I mean, it is thick. I mean, if I first saw it and had no idea using it firsthand, you know, the quality, yeah, I would be like, $2.99, you know. But I can tell you, it's for me, I think what you're getting, it's a pretty good price. Would I like to see it cheaper? Sure. But you got to think, you're getting the stone. The stone alone would probably be 100, 150, let's say. I don't know what they're charging for the dual grits. But I know that the single 400 is $99. So let's just say, we'll just leave it at that. We'll just say 99 bucks. Although I don't know. The system then would end up being 200 bucks. the Casfly sink bridge alone is almost 300, I think. It might be 250, I don't know. That's just a sink bridge. This has a pivot mechanism and all kinds of stuff, as well as can be a sink bridge. A high quality one at that. I do believe that there is value here. And I do believe that the way that they set their company up is for the consumer. I mean, yeah, they're here to make money. There's no one ever has doubted that. But I do believe that it is very well priced. A lot of people have complained and said that Cheefarcuut's masquerading as a Japanese company. That's not true. What I do think that they're referring to, though, is the fact that I think that this unit is Japanese made or Japanese idea. I don't remember exactly. So, of course, someone took that as them trying to say that they're a Japanese company. They're not, and they've never ever claimed to be. But this is, I don't know if it's a Japanese product or a Japanese company developed it with, I don't know. But yeah, they're not trying to be Japanese. So if you heard that, please disregard the ignorance. I need to work on the tip just a little. Well, actually from here to the tip. Actually, let's just do it this way. Man, that makes that so easy. It's not hard for me after years of doing it, but I'm gonna tell you, just working that tip area, holy cow. Yeah, we're good. They have this whole thing about removing the burr with the putting the strop on here. It's the same way of doing it like that, but just with the strop. But I'm not going to do that. I may just strop it normal. Mainly because I don't want to get my strop wet, you know. And I'd have to reset the bevel because it's, or not bevel, the height. It's not the same size as that stone. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pull it off real quick. I'm going to hit it on the strip. I'll wipe this off real quick. All right, I'm going to bring ends up. It's only 18 minutes. Look at that. That's going to be a quick one for you guys. The 1K will be fixed by Wednesday, so I really wanted to do that and do some not in-depth, but some depth, you know, with the 1K. I wanted to put up some edges for you, but now that I got my computer fixed, golly, that was something else. Oh, I thought that was a really crazy burr. Yeah, I really feel dumb about that whole virus situation, but like I said, as an IT guy, that's the second one in my life that I've contracted, and I felt so stupid. I knew better. I knew better. Okay. Smooth side. Excuse me. I've not yet sharpened a knife to completion on this thing, so this is the first for me too. It was dead as a hammer. All right, moment of truth. Make your bets below. Did this Cheefarcuut system do an amazing job? Did I suck and screw it up? Take a bet. Take a guess. Go on. Take a guess. Ooh, that was a already cut thing right there. So, oop, that was my bad. Yeah, this thing. It kind of reminds me of like the first time that oh, there's a little burr there. That's one of the reasons why it's doing that one catch. It reminds me of the first time that I ever used a fixed angle system, which was recent, like I say recent, this year, on a pocket knife. You know, I'd always hand sharpen my pocket knives, but the moment I put a fixed angle edge on my pocket knife, I was like, okay, I get it, you know. Yeah, this is, I'm not pulling all the way through. Yeah. So this thing was, I mean, I had a completely dead edge. You can do it faster than that. There's actually, I think, videos of the Cheefarcuut system doing it in under a minute, maybe? I don't know. It's someone that has obviously had the system in their possession and used it. Maybe it was the guy that created it. I don't know. But it was fast, I can tell you that. So there it is. Coming to a Amazon store near you, or I know they're fulfilling all their Kickstarter orders. So this thing I personally think has value. Yes, I would like to see it a little cheaper, but with what you get, I don't know that they can. Just to show you what I'm talking about real quick, I'm gonna bring it back to the GoPro just to show you how thick this thing is. I'm gonna take this stone out of here, set it down. Actually, let me wipe that off real quick so I'm not slinging stuff everywhere. Just so you get an idea. It's all like machined aluminum. And I mean, if you look how thick that is, it's solid. It's not hollow. You know, you got grooves and tracks in here. And it actually looks like the tracks for the system, they may, yeah. So the roller, see those rollers there? The roller system is actually an addition to the solid aluminum. It's not cut in there just to let them run in it. This is actual track put in the aluminum. So a lot of work and a lot of ingenuity has gone into this. So you're not just getting some cheap, you know, pot metal, thin aluminum garbage. It's the same thickness as siding or something. A lot of stuff went into that. So anyway, that's up to you though, whether or not you would want to try it or not. I'm going to put it through some more testing before I say go buy one. I would say it's not a bad investment right now, if that's something that you wanted to try. There may be a little adjustment if you are a freehander, or if you have never freehanded, you'll need to do some time with it. But you can get instant results, I do believe. So that's my little quick dirty review. I'm gonna do more time, like I said. I'll report on that, just like I'm doing more time with this 400 grit stone. I'm trying to wear it out, guys, so that I can tell you this many knives of this type of steel and this particular hardness for this long is what I got out of it. And I am pretty high up there right now as far as my count goes. So there's some good products coming, and they got some good products already. So be sure to check it out. I'll give you guys an update. Wednesday we'll do the 1000 grit off of my dual grit stone there. We'll check the edges out and compare them to other 1000 grits. I'm going to compare them to the Nanawa 1000 Diamond, as well as the FSK and the HK Knife Works. So we'll just get a side-by-side and see how well those edges look with the 1K. Appreciate you guys' support. You're always the best. I can't say that enough. Couldn't do it without you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.